Good morning, welcome to Santa Cruz de Mompox, a little town that was very important back in the day and a little town that you've never heard of. And I know you haven't heard of it because Pablo Escobar wasn't hunted down and killed on a rooftop here. So that's why you don't know about the historically famous and very interesting town of Santa Cruz de Mompox. It's situated on the Magdalena River, which you probably don't know either, but it's the biggest river in Colombia. It goes from Barranquilla past Bogota all the way down to Cali, and it used to be a very important trade route, and the Spanish settlers decided this would be a great city to live. And later on in time, even Simon Bolivar lived here a few times, the guy who was responsible for the independence from the Spanish a few hundred years later. So it has all of that, and it's got the original buildings. These were how the Spanish decided they wanted this town to look. It's now a national heritage site, so nothing can be changed, just kind of preserved, which is nice. And that's why you should visit, because you just get thrown back in time a little bit because of all that old architecture. So don't come if you're looking to party and go crazy, because you won't find that here. So it's nice for a little weekend getaway if you're interested in history. You know, the Spanish came here well, straight on the back of Christopher Columbus, because he was sponsored, wasn't he, by the King of Spain. Him himself was Italian, but he just found the USA. Well, found the USA. He found the new land, which later became the USA. And whilst he was at it, he was like, "Oh, there's another big continent down here. Let's check that out, and let's have that one as well." And then the Spanish started occupying it, I guess, in the early 1500s, and coming to places like this. I think this city was about 1530, something like that. So this isn't a history show, so I don't have to be accurate. And it's not important to be dead accurate, I don't think, on history, as long as you've got a pretty much idea of where you are in time. Like, I can walk through these streets, for example, and for me, what I do is go, okay, this is interesting. This all used to be like flat land. The Spanish, I don't have to wonder what the Spanish did to this place or how it used to look. I can see how it looked, and that's what's great about it. And at the same time, I think, well, what else was going on in the world? So, you know, obviously we had I think King Henry VIII, early 1500s. Probably William Shakespeare had just died. I think he'd written all his plays and passed on. Was it 1503? Doesn't matter if I'm wrong, it's approximate. So that was going on in the UK. Ming Dynasty in China, they were 200 or 300 years into their rule at the time. So rest of the world giving it large, and this city was just being born and being built. You know, the Spanish came over, started occupying it, moved in, brought all their builders and architects and their families, and this is where they lived and kind of how they lived. Which I just find really fascinating. You can see I'm not that pumped and excited as I am when I go somewhere and go, wow, it's beautiful, I want to live here, I want to buy something, the people are wonderful. This is just a nice, relaxed little town with historical importance, significance and interest. And it's just nice to kind of walk around and say you've been there. I've actually wanted to come here for about a year or two since I first read about Santa Cruz de Mompox, and on our little tour at the moment, on the way up, Santa Cruz was way over on a road, you know, about a 10-hour diversion, and we agreed that's not worth it just for this town. But where we were previously in Rincon del Mar, it was only like a 5-hour ride, and it's kind of on the way to Monteria where we're going later. So I convinced Len to come and check it out. So that's what we've done it, box ticked, and I'm glad I've come. Okay, a couple of days is fine. We did a boat trip, didn't understand anything of it. The guy, I couldn't understand him. My Spanish is okay, as you probably know, but didn't really hear what was going on. Little snippets here and there, but I'm sure it was interesting. But I kind of think, well, it's okay. I think I know all I need to know about this city, and if I can find out some other little bits of information that's interesting, then that's good as well, which I did do. Just really about you know, the churches and stuff like that. I didn't really realise, I should have realised, but I didn't, that the Spanish are heavily Catholic, and they brought that here and influenced the indigenous people, and as such that's still alive and kicking today, hence all the churches. Oh, this is one here behind me now. In fact, this might be there's me shouting into the doorway. I think this is actually the cathedral. Let's just pop our head in and say buenos dias. Yeah, this looks very cathedralish, doesn't it? There you go, Spanish cathedral. Box ticked. So there's a few like this, I think 4, maybe 5. So there's plenty of places to go for people to do their thing. And just lovely little streets. Very interesting to know that it's all old colonial style, been preserved. And there's just that kind of vibe here as well. You can imagine everyone here are just poets and writers and artists, things like that. Why not? All right, there you go. So that's our little wander around Santa Cruz de Mompox, also referred to as Mompos if you see it written anywhere and think that I've made a mistake. There's just 2 spellings of it, which has developed over time. And that's it. I haven't really got much else to say. If you want to find out more about it, because it looks interesting and what I was saying wasn't enough, come and check it out. Very easy to get to. Right, I'm lost. So I'll find my way back. Ciao for now.